Of goals indeed, but what is very key now is for any of these two teams. In fact, even the latter game, where we'll now have to see whether Lesotho or Namibia just lead the group. But this is a group that can continue like this and make it more interesting. Let's talk about players themselves.
So yeah, if we look at the Angolan team, the previous game it was a tough game against Namibia. They played a lot of football around the 18-yard area, not many shots on target in the final third. But yeah, they have a number 7, very good attacking player going forward, and number 10, very good. A lot of play goes through him, and obviously for me, what caught the eye was number 15, the left-sided central defender. I'm looking at defenders, Maffa, and a lot of play is through him. He's got a very educated left foot, a lot of attacks, direct attacks, and good pass the ball came through him. So Angolan team that, previous to last 2 tournaments, they've struggled to get out of the groups, but I think they will be looking at this match hoping to do one better.
Yeah, in fact, even Seychelles have just alighted the bus, and also a very solid side that we saw, the Sissokos of this world, and also looking at Morte, Seviero. Those are quality players. They, in fact, surprised me.
No, they did. I mean, again, they're a team, if we go back on history, which we shouldn't, because they're at this tournament, they're here now, and again, a fantastic result, opening game, 1-1, where they came back in the second half, got the goal, and gives them a chance in this next game, and obviously in the group. So a Seychelles team that's going to be very competitive, and we're looking forward to a competitive match, and like I said, a match with full of goals.
Well, match full of goals, but the coaches, do they think the same? We caught up with them earlier. Coach, another day for this moment where you now need to be scoring goals. What is the plan today?
Well, different opponent, different scenario, different pitch. So a lot of situations are different for today. But we know that Seychelles are coming. They had motivate a draw last journey, but today we hope a tie match, but our expectations is to put in the ground our philosophy, our match, our potential, and in the end try to win the match and get good feelings for the tournament and for the future.
Overall, you looked solid last time. It was just that last area, the last part of just putting the ball in the back of the net. Did you work on something? Did you have time to work on something?
Well, time, we have not so many time, but yes, we talk about it. We try to find the solutions for that. It's true. We lost not only the shooting phase, but also the creating the last touch, and well, we try. As I said, last match we debuted 9 players. So today also other ones. It was the first time with the main team. So it is what it is. This is our plan, and we must to look forward. But today is a great opportunity, and everybody are very excited to play.
Coach, Seychelles 1-0 draw last time. You can continue where you left off, but maybe with more goals and taking your opportunities, I guess.
Sure. I think we've been scoring in the last 3 games. We intend to continue from where we started with Lesotho. So we expect to score again today and hopefully try and also win the match to progress to the next stage.
Angola, a very solid side, especially in defense. Have you worked around how you bypass that?
Definitely. We've analyzed their games, and we've seen they are a good side, very good side. But we will give our very best today, and like I said, try to win this match.
We saw Comoros, not a bad side, and now when we saw you in the opening match, we were pleasantly surprised. What is that you're going to be using as their approach, today's game in particular?
Well, try to avoid them from playing the passing games, try to restrict them time on the ball, and we, as much as possible, try to do a lot of running, get the confidence, and like I said, try to score again in today's match.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Group C of the 2024 Hollywood Place COSAFA Cup begins a scramble for places at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, KwaZulu-Natal, as both Angola and the Seychelles look for a first win in the group with the hope of securing top spot by the end of the day. A good day it is to you wherever you may be watching these games from. And, well, in speaking Group C, well, we've got four sides all on 1 point here, so they really will be looking to separate themselves from one another going into the last round of matches in a few years' time here. And as far as the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, while we've had a great turnout over the last couple of days here, the weather, a big talking point today. It may just keep a few of the supporters away. It's cloudy. There's been a bit of rain during the course of the morning, and nice to see a few of the youngsters that have braved the conditions here and come out to enjoy what should be a memorable day of COSAFA Cup football.
Angola and Seychelles. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Angola. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Seychelles.
these two nations that only crossed paths before in the COSAFA Cup, 2 years ago, out in Durban back in 2022, when it was Angola that walked away 3-0 winners. Julinho Miguel from the penalty spot, I should say, and Zeu were the goal scorers. So Angola in your picture will be looking for more of the same here in trying to register the first win of this tournament. Let's have a look at the starting 11 then. 4 changes to the 11, 2 in the defense with Kiala and Hossi coming into the defensive fray. Then they also will have Pedro coming into the heart of midfield wearing the number 14 jersey. Elliott joins the 3 attacking up front. He wears the number 16 jersey and plays his club football out in Germany. Watch out for Depo out on in the number 9 jersey on the attack for the Angolans. Then they will look to Vidinho and Kiala in the heart of defense to have a good showing here, while Samadeva and Domingos will be looking for the creative parts of the game out wide on the left and right. The officials, Tabani Rosario from Zimbabwe, assisted by Tyrell Nyirenda from Zambia, as well as Khara Mokwena from South Africa. The 4th official in this afternoon's clash is Calso Alvacao from Mozambique. All concerned will be looking for a good showing here. Seychelles believe they can score and register the necessary points, according to their coach, then Ralph Jean-Louis. He also makes some changes. Akwan coming into the starting lineup then, and Elias coming into a 3-man defense. They also do introduce Saverio into the starting lineup. The most impressive of their players in the opening game, of course, Harrell, who was their goal scorer, and Laplace wearing the number 7 jersey, operating in the wide areas, creative, lovely outlet he proved to be for the Seychelles. They also will have 3 in the back with Meli, Fanchet and Riaz looking to keep things nice and steady. Respect shown here between Pedro Gonçalves, the coach from Portugal who leads Angola, and of course Rafjan Luis from the Seychelles. There is Laplace in your picture then, colourful hairdo then, so he won't be too difficult to miss. It is the Angolans that will get this game underway. They will attack the goal to the right of your picture, whilst of course the Seychelles in the blue with a touch of white will attack the goal to the left.
Interesting that we were looking during warm-up, we were looking for Labrosas and we were looking for the ginger hair. And today he has gone different colors, the red and a bit of blue on it. But he is a player. The reason we're looking for that, he's a player with some enterprising approach. He's just very tactical when he gets to the wing and very clinical when he plays his crosses.
Also did get the assist for Huerao's goal, and so the level matters in their opening encounter. Now, what's interesting about this group is it's a very similar story to Group A when they went into the second round of matches, where all the teams were on 1 point. Currently, as we speak, all the teams in Group A are on 2 points. We are yet to have a winner there. And in Group C here, they come into their second round of matches today here, Zakele, with all the teams on 1. And everybody looking to walk away with 3 points. So the Angolans here with their changes to the squad look to open it up here with Miro here on this near side. Good movement of the ball here from deep. As well, they got men over towards the far post. The cross slightly overcooked it. Good work to keep it alive. They've started to pour 3 into that box of the Angolans, hoping for the early ball. They'll get the decision for the foul on that far side. Maestro, the man who's been brought down, plays his club football out in Turkey for Temispor. Collected into by the captain then, Raherinyana. In fact, it's Dean Morte who's crashed into him. I beg your pardon. So, early set piece here. They do have some very tall men with quite a presence inside that box to the Angolans here, so it's all about the good ball. And trying to find one of the 5 men that spread out quite nicely across that box. There's near post. Keeper's done enough. They haven't cleared the dangers yet. However, Seychelles, in the end, they concede the corner. And a positive start here from the Angolans. They will be a threat in the end.
Positive indeed, and they just let Seychelles to that moment of desperation, half cleared and almost paid the price.
Akon taking up a good position to deny Depu, the striker who had the connection on that near post. So, in swinging corner it will be this time. Still the big men remain forward here and towards the near post, but lacking in quality in this particular delivery. Seychelles with a chance to clear their lines. Pin back for the time being. Hussey.
Didn't we see Sandro on 2 occasions last week? In fact, in the previous game, doing the same.
Yeah.
Towards corner, and then the second one was also worse. And that's when you say, but can't the coach say, don't do this, now get someone to try out?
Well, this was a good delivery into that near post, finds an unmarked Depu.
And it went to the right man, Depu.
Yeah.
He's a handful.
Positioning was key then for Akong in making that save. Cleaning up defensively here is Abedinho.
This Virginio is a big boy at the back. Oh, we've seen the number 5s and then the 15, almost similar in size. When it comes to set pieces, then you've got to have 2 big men fighting for it. But they haven't yet scored from a set piece.
Well, they had one positive moment on the front foot. Now we'll see what they can do defensively in dealing with set pieces and see what Seychelles has to offer. Well, the referee looking to sort out some naughtiness there on the edge of the box. Everybody at their best behavior now, so we can move on with the game. Across amongst those taking up positions, they all moved and the ball wasn't angled into the runs they made. Pedro keeping it moving, looking for the quick counter. The Angolans here, good movement on that far side. Still, men working hard to get into that box. How important that defensive play was. Not be overstated then from a Seychelles point of view, from Don Van Schett. Well, they are looking for that good start. Nice tempo in these early exchanges from the Angolans as they work it into that final third. Again, good movement off the ball here from Maestro, forcing Seychelles to concede yet another corner.
He was so much at pace that he just forced Fanchet to just do something with that ball instead of guiding it out.
Angola and number 22 Seychelles. Please watch. And number 7, yeah, okay.
Now, well then, defended only as far as Maestro is having his shirt tucked, so they will be pinned back once again here. A set piece will be this side on the right side of the Angolan attack. Seychelles need to be slightly careful with the number of dead ball situations they're giving away in the final third. There's 2 free kicks now, 2 corners as well, all inside the opening 6 minutes, including a save from Akon. Goalkeeping change with Parayache, of course, the man who started the first game, making way for the St. Louis man who's now between the sticks. Outswing it will be towards the far post.
You mentioned the goalkeeping changes. Could that be a reason, except injury or maybe ill feeling on the day?
Well, I can tell you that the first thing I looked up was Parayachi and whether he would be available on the bench. So he's on the bench, fit enough to play if he's on the squad list on the day. So he was a busy man in the opening day, no doubt about it.
He did well.
Yeah.
He did well. And then that's when Seychelles surprised us with the change of goalkeeper, because he didn't do anything wrong. He was outstanding.
Sandro. Well, they are spending a large amount of the opening 10 minutes back in their own defensive third. The Seychelles here with the pressure being applied by Angola. Throw-ins, free kicks, corners, all in and around the final third. One clear-cut chance, another free kick it will be again inside the final third. So, with a good opening spell here, it's lasted a good 8 minutes. Well, to the man who's given away the set piece. The second time he's giving the one away out to that far side, by the way.
It's one of those moments where you say he's going back to his post, so don't put pressure, guide him that direction. That's why coaches would always be screaming and say, hold him, hold him.
Yeah.
You know, don't dive.
Again, the Maestro referee needing to sort out some pushing and shoving on the edge of the box. Better ball, good chance! 1-0. Well, it's Depu that had the chance earlier, converts this time around, and Angola, who cap off a good 8 minutes of pressure and a good opening spell by breaking down that Seychelles defense.
You could easily say it's that man again. He's always a handful in that box. He's menacing the opposition. He's bullying them. And he just looked at that and thought, I'm taking this one. It's a gift. It just fell on his palm. Side foot, good technique.
Off the teammates, who's at Miro, and rose so kindly for Depu. Then time, space, no one applying pressure. Just had to pick his spot in opening the scoring for the Angolans.
I saw something very interesting during that set piece. Most of the players from Seychelles, they're trying to appease the referee instead of opening the arms and pushing the opposition either way. They have their hands tucked in or onto their bodies. You can't do that. You can't defend a set piece like that. You've got to be pushing guys around.
Fighting for the inches, yeah.
It's
Also
only when
the
there's
reaction.
a cross, so to put, sorry. When there's a cross, then in case it hits your trailing hand and the outstretched hand or anything. But you can't defend a set piece with your hands tucked onto your body like that.
So, perfect start here for Angola inside the opening 10. Started off with, we mentioned, a number of dead ball situations and corners, throw-ins. That it would lead to problems for the Seychelles, and it certainly did.
Glad that Angola took advantage of the many set pieces that were given away.
Up to this point, we've hardly seen Brandon Lebras in your picture. Man who plays his club football for Foresters. Takes a little nudge from Kiala. Plays his club football in Germany. As far as Angola, a few of their players playing in Germany, Portugal, Turkey, within the starting 11. Langanga is giving his teammates a tongue lashing in getting them organized. Oh, Midis will be a target then. There's a chance! Oh, good chance. Foul for Lebras then, and the marking was nowhere to speak of from the Angolans, and Seychelles so close to getting their second. That's a clear-cut chance as well.
When Lebras is on the pitch, it's not over yet because we saw what he did last time. So, better set piece compared to the first one where the script wasn't well read, because then that's when the ball was clipped at the back and everybody ran into the box. But this one was more like it. You know, like, that's more like it. You look like we would score. They did well there.
Now, a little flick on here, and a race on out to that far side. Good work to keep it alive here after having anticipated that flick on superbly. Now the corner it will be. Back to business as usual as Elliott applies the pressure. Now, let's look back at this moment. And you can see what he was trying to do. Just couldn't wrap his foot around it then to steer it towards goal.
And he leaned his body nicely there. That was good technique. Unfortunate.
Best chance so far for the Seychelles. Swinger into the near post, more a defensive header than an offensive one, but still back into the box, and nice little improvisation then by Depu in working it back towards the keeper with that little back heel.
He made up well there. Anything could have happened, but what was that first time clearance? For a change you would think, oh, he's defending this time.
Millie. Again, good pressure being applied here by Maestro. Corner back here, Maestro has done well. The man wearing the number 10 jersey for the Angolans. Now, Bidinho. Sandro. So they drew their first match and won their last match a year ago, leaving Durban to Angola, beating Lesotho with a resounding 4-2 scoreline on their way out of the tournament in the group stages. Last match where they lost was 3 matches ago to another island side, by the way, that being Mauritius, in a 1-0 scoreline. That was out in Durban. So Seychelles coach, speaking to Matma Bayani before this game got underway, said he's confident and expects goals and a 3-point haul from his side here. So a side that gave a good account of themselves in the opening match, looking to do likewise here and coming from behind. Millie's working hard and winning it back here for Seychelles. Still playing it out of that half of theirs is proving a bit of a problem. From the park, Saverio winning the decision. Battling once again against the hard-working Maestros, and they have a very good start for this game in the middle of the park for the Angolans.
Foul.
Angola has done well so far, and all the fouls have been happening on the left-hand side of attack because the 4-3-3 works for them. But one area, Siso, that they haven't used is the right-hand side of attack. If they give that balance, just like we saw yesterday with Zimbabwe, then that's when Seychelles could be in trouble.
Well, Seychelles looking to get it right with yet another set piece, their third in a similar sort of area. Now, Angola again looking for the counter-attack and trying to release Elliott on that far side.
That same side again that I spoke about.
Yeah.
They still have to use the right-hand side, and that's where you realize that the number 19, that is Miro, is not really getting involved.
Well, they're looking for him now, right on cue. Gets the header into the central areas, but it's a Fanchette there to clean up with a bit of help from Millie. Well, they're trying to play it out here and they're in trouble. So here's Maestro, rise one, challenge! Oh, what a save! Brings the goods out of our Kong. Not doing themselves any favors at times. The men from the Seychelles, more work coming their way. This time the shot goes wide of the mark. From yet another strike from range then.
Oh, Maestro, didn't he hit like one? Real Maestro, with the bodies around and even risking an injury there, but what a save. Akong.
Second shot, wide of the mark. Much better display we've seen from the Angolans, where they appeared a little flat, one could argue, against the Namibians, where both sides almost couldn't get it out of the midfield area to create opportunities. We're seeing them a threat from the dead ball situations. They threat in open play, looking good down the middle. The left side very much alive and ticking with possibilities. As things stand, it's Angola there to top the group. As things stand, they're the only side to have registered a win. They join Lesotho and Seychelles as sides that have found the back of the net. They hadn't scored until today in this year's tournament. So it's only Namibia that waits to now find the back of the net. That's as things stand. They play a little bit later against Lesotho, keep in mind, in a game that should end the day on a highly positive note.
The same Lesotho that scored and thought here they go again, and then they went on to concede.
Yep.
It's going to be an exciting game, Caesar, in Namibia, Lesotho, because now they will know where Angola and Seychelles are on the log.
Again, have to praise the community of COSAFA. Top of your picture towards the left, you can see a few more people arriving slowly. They're trickling in here, and the numbers are going up out in the stands. There you have it. Later on, 3 o'clock is the kickoff for Namibia Lesotho as the sides in Group C battle for top spot in the group. Well, Angola proven to be a serious problem from the dead ball situation. Kiliano with the in-swinger again on the near post. Everybody back defending, so it was always going to be an Angola ball following the clearance. That's good goalkeeping. Taking charge inside that box is Arkong.
Those are the ones that I'm fearing when the goalkeeper comes out and the striker goes there looking at the ball, keeper looking at the ball. And I've seen the worst in this case. Remember Paseka Marco?
Yeah,
when he was knocked,
yeah.
And he was out for about 6 weeks. He lost conscience completely.
Well, it does happen. Moments like that in football, unfortunately.
It's one of those stories where we end up saying, let him have it. Let him have it. He's at an advantage. He's got the hands, the knees, and the whole body.
Yep.
I'm turning and hoping for the best.
Now, Angola pressing right from the front here, hoping to force the error. Have had to wait some time for a win in the tournament, Seychelles. Now, another attempt to get a shot from range going in, well blocked, but still, Angola in the good out of many this time in positioning himself well to protect Arkong. One-way traffic, it's safe to say, inside the opening 20, barring 1 or 2 set pieces from the Seychelles in the opposing half of the opposition half of the field. It's pretty much been Angola trying to not only find the opener, which they did, but stretch their lead.
It looks like the Angolans are taking instructions to the latter. When you find a gap, just shoot. Don't they all try to shoot? Forcing save out of the keeper and showing a lot of good aggression.
Well, just out of reach for the Vicente man out wide on this near side, that being Miro. Now, looked like a raised foot then against Marte, but the referee allowing play to continue. Flag stayed down from the far side official as well then, as the likes of Elliott continue to work hard on that far side, been very busy inside the opening 20 minutes as Elliott takes a bit of a nudge from Justin Riaz, another of the St. Louis players in the Seychelles team.
Very hard running and bully Elliott.
Yeah.
A handful for any defender.
Millie with the clearing header. Again, good closing down from the front. They've done a good job of winning the ball back in midfield and the opposition off of the field by the Angolans. I still touched in from Debu, but unfortunately it was going to a man in the blue shirt rather than one in the red one. Millie with nowhere to go forward.
The man in the red one was already on the floor.
Yeah.
The referee gave advantage. I thought he was up and supporting him, and he was still in pain.
Let's go back to 08 for what was the first win over the tournament for Seychelles. Again, 7-0 win it was against Mauritius. And please think I'm safe in saying that was their last win in the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup 08. Now, let's turn here. Options to this near side. Here's Miro as the option with the overlapping run here from Hossi. Getting to the byline. The ball in is 4 targets inside that box towards that 4 post. Needs to do much better for Angola to stretch their lead.
That was the idea. The overlap run is what I was looking for. He gave that, but the final touch, the cross, was just not up to scratch.
Maestro. The process having to drop deep to get involved in play here. Is there such little over the ball? Still the man with the best chance and only chance for the Seychelles so far in this match. Now, flag up on the far side. Only ever had one player score a hat-trick by the Seychelles way back in 2008, that match I spoke of earlier. They won 7-0 against Mauritius. It was Philip Zialo who scored 4 goals in that match. Since then, hat-tricks have been hard to come by, and to speak of, wins have been hard to come by.
I'm looking at Elliot Sizwe, not even imagining that for 90 minutes he cannot be kicked like that. It's just been going down and up and really been kicked, not even diving. Because you can't leave him unattended.
Yeah. Here's Mata. Good defending. Great defending. Sensible stuff. Good start to the game here for Fidinho and Kiala in the heart of defense for Angola. Kamatis, another of the St. Louis men in the Seychelles starting 11. Will add to the number of frustrated players out on the attack, along with Laplace. Now, here he is winning it back in a good area. A little jump! Oh, brilliant! Brilliant! From Kamatis takes advantage of Angola going to bed defensively and punishes them for the mistake.
Medino, I don't know what he was trying to do. He's slow, he's a big man, he tried the skill, and then he just messed up. And from that mess up, he got punished. That was just one of those that you believe in yourself and say, I'll get it. And Gamitis just saw it, and he just put it in the back of the net. Deflection, by the way, from that trying to recover kind of mode. But look at that. What was that? They were trying to go dribble. That, to me, was sloppy.
Well, wins it back, and this is a brilliant little chip over the keeper. Then took a slight deflection as well, which helps lift it and take some of the power out of it as well as it goes over Langanga. And the Seychelles pull one back very much against the run of play.
Yeah, I almost complimented him for the chip, but that's a deflection than a chip. Chip would have been delightful with a bit of chunk of grass. Keeper left-stranded. But that, to me, is good pressure. That's Seychelles for you. You remember when they scored, we also thought they mustn't really think it's over.
No. Come from behind twice now in this tournament as we approach the opening half an hour.
That to me was a sign of overconfidence.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the big man shielding the young man that is Veldino, and then Veldino suddenly trying to dribble now because his confidence is high, letting the team down.
There he is on the ball. Maestro. Well, it's been interesting, the scenario since our arrival here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. Nice movement off the ball here by Tepu. Still needing to work to keep it rolling for the Angolans. Gets to the byline, that's a good ball. He has a good chance. Oh, Millies steps up in the nick of time then. And in the end, it's a goal kick when it looked as though it needed just one kick from Maestro for goal number 2.
He wanted a second touch, and the first touch was too heavy. That could have been scored. First time, hit it.
Oh, by the look of it, there are more goals in this one. We say with smiles on our faces. Interesting since we got down here to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium on the first day at this venue. 2 games, no goals. Now it's looking as though we may have more goals. Decision though goes with the Seychelles. Over eager is Miro.
Fanshed stayed with him, making sure that Miro doesn't go anywhere. And the foul goes against Miro.
Like how Fanshed used his body against the bigger man and still came out tops in that duel. Here is Miro. Goals and drama yesterday. This opening half hour today has brought with it a couple of goals here and a good contest between Angola and Seychelles. Coutinho, again holding on to it. There'll be nervous moments every time he does put his foot on it.
Oria tries a nutmeg, it doesn't come out, and then he starts opening the hands and blaming everyone around him.
Chance to push some big men forward here for the Angolans.
Amazing how the lock has changed again.
Yeah.
Back to square one.
The longest winning run, Seychelles, just the 1 game. Never won 2 games in a succession. The wait for another win has been since 2008. Come from behind twice so far in this year's tournament. Labras only kept 3 clean sheets in the entire history in the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup for Seychelles. Half an hour of play has gone by. Kamatis for Seychelles and Deppel, who opened the scoring on the day here for the Angolans. Wow, decision goes against the Angolan Pedro then, who plays his tough football for Desportivo de Luanda. After I looked at Eterno, he was just protecting the ball. I see why now. The arm is up illegally to the face of Labras. Gives him a little smack on the side of the head. So if you haven't kept up with the COSAFA Cup just yet, the defending champions looking to make it 3 COSAFA Cup wins in a row this year are in serious trouble in Group B. After the loss yesterday in the match of the tournament, one could easily say so far, where Zimbabwe at the beating of Zambia in a battle between the two COSAFA heavyweights. They don't come heavier than that. Now, good work in running it high up the field here by Hossi. Oh, it's done well to get the cross in. Maestro. Oh, good one too. Maestro can't find the yards. That stays down on the near side here. As Seychelles, well, trying to play it out here, but continue to struggle in getting the ball out of their own half and trying to establish some sort of rhythm to their play. You've joined us after half an hour's play here. I can tell you the Seychelles goal came very much against the run of play. After the man in your picture, then a moment ago, Vidinho made a horrific mistake holding on to the ball for too long. Now, plenty of space for a cross here and plenty of targets. 4 of them in there. Header. Shots! Should have been from Tepu then.
That was a well-placed cross. Tepu obviously couldn't win that one, but the clearance wasn't good enough, and Tepu just didn't punish.
Well, he's getting up off the floor.
Yes, so he
under it.
He stood up with it.
Well, as it stands, Seychelles go back up to the top of the group.
Interesting, and the equalizer was very important, so the two can go through when there is like this, but then only one can. It means now at the end, we still have to know who is going to go through. But we still have those 2 games coming up later. So,
well, the one game coming up later.
Well, one game, those 2 teams, yes. And the interesting thing is just we still want a runaway victor, Sizwe. Namibia against Lesotho. We want a 3-0. You know, we haven't had that. More convincing.
Highest scoring games in the tournament so far, 2-0 score lines, 1 to Kenya. In fact, both of them against the Zambians. Kenya 2-0 against Zambia, and Zimbabwe 2-0 against Zambia. So far, and those are the highest scoring games of the tournament. And can you believe that means the Zambians are so far the whipping boys of the tournament in that regard? And we say that respectfully to the Zambians.
And even goal difference will work against them if anything happens.
The actual factuals.
They won't even have to go that far. They've lost 2 games, so they won't even think of the difference of anything.
Well, top spot in the group is already unavailable to them. They can forget about that. The Zambians in the battles in that group, all about securing pride now in their last group match. What a game yesterday, though. And what a turnout as well from the Zimbabwean supporters. Now, the young men out on the far side are making way for the rain, which I believe is coming down. Now, chance at the counter here. Maestro's had a very good game. Safety first. Rain beginning to come down here. We expected it to come down during the course of the day. And those that suffer the most here are the supporters, and many of them now looking to run for cover. There they are, top of your picture. They are moving, the young men and women that have come out here to enjoy the football. Luckily, they're all moving to the grandstand to the right of your picture to get under that grandstand and watch from there. They're not necessarily leaving the venue. They are just making a plan. Now, ball in then is overcooked straight to where the fans are going. Mark Mapuyani. So they want to see the football to a point where They won't go home and go watch from home. No, no, no. They've made plan B here, and that grandstand allows them to have the cover they're looking for on that right side.
And the sad part about their plan B is that now the short ones can't even see any game on the floor because the perimeter boards are obscuring their view.
And the tall ones have to stay bent over because they have to fit under there. Now, Millie to win the ball back. Well, they're going back now. The rain seems to have stopped, so they're making their way back.
And the brave ones stayed.
Playing with them. Having a look at the handball.
Warrior is a bit quiet for me today. He was happening in the opening game.
They just haven't been able to play out of their own half and keep the ball for 5 or so passes. But the Seychelles, not seeing any Vagamatis, who scored already, yes, but out and out play. Very little of Laprosse, who's just crossed the ball now. They haven't had a rhythm with the ball at their feet. Mili's making the point 4, I see on this near side, losing it early. Now, Miro trying to power forward. Then it was important that Rehiniana dealt with him. Kiliano. They were looking for the foul then, for what they believed was a table being brought to ground. Laprosse may be a spot up bother here. May have taken a slight knock to the face. In fact, clash of heads, I suspect it was. He took it on the mouth then.
Here we can see better. It was
the elbow.
Just here, the elbow, but just above the shoulders, not on his face. But you know how players are. They'll touch the soft spot.
Plays for Foresters. He's one of 3 inside the starting lineup. They play their club footballers or their club football for Foresters. There's Kiala to get it moving. He plays in Germany for Hertha Berlin. A couple in the German team play out in Germany. And there's Elliot, who plays for 1860 Munich. A few others playing out in Portugal.
Looks like Seychelles have a way of bubbling once burst. Lesotho was leading and then they bounced back. And here's the situation where Angola looked so solid. They looked like they would score more earlier. Full control and too many set pieces. And suddenly the game is even.
Well, Lesotho will be quick to point out that in the goal the Seychelles scored against them, the Seychelles beat them to score in that goal. It was a lovely equalizer for the Seychelles, whereas the goal conceded here by Angola was a gift towards the Seychelles by Vitinho overdoing it on the edge of his box and losing out.
He tried to do what Maestro can do.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch him from the back, you think it's easy.
One of 2 Maestros in this tournament. Here he is. It's done well. Great recovery by Maestro now. Can he find a teammate or will he go on his own? He's looked to eliminate one and lost his footing. Then hoping for the penalty, nothing going from a referee with a very good view of the game then.
When he got into that box with that ball, it was already bubbling, so he wasn't in full control. The referee was there, so what happened? Definitely not a penalty.
Well, it's still down, Maestro. He's certainly been a player that has stood out here in this first half. One of the better players on that field, but has he overdone it here when he had options? I think he take the shot the entire time, loses the defender.
Wasn't touched.
Yeah.
That the referee got it so spot on. Yes, compliment him, that is Maestro, for push him forward. But just there, he lost the footing.
And he had gotten past the defender at the ball too, and he'd been able to stay on his feet. Could have been celebrating now. Rain continues to come down here. Now they are making a plan. The supporters trying to not only stay warm but stay dry. Some just don't care anymore. Look, we're out here to watch the football. That's exactly what we're going to do. Come on, hello, high water. It's not pouring down. So they've opted to ensure they enjoy the football. So far, a very enjoyable match of football. If you are just joining us. Lebras. Sissoko. So, big question here, can one of these sides take the leads into the break here? Looking for the counter. Seychelles. Pace to the far side from Maestro now. In Angola, very quick to get numbers behind the ball. The AS Mini is now driving forward straight down the middle. The defender then crashing the shot into an opponent. Well, the entire Angolan pitch up here against Millies, who appeared a little aggressive after the whistle had gone, so they're all looking to react. The tactical team had to come the substitutes down.
It is now time, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Seychelles looking to lead for the first time in this match. Comfortable for the Angolans here, trying to play it from the back. Kiana. And maybe he's dominant in the air, then in his battle over Miro. Throwing taken quickly. Miro and Millies continue the little battle here on this near side. Again is the defender that comes out tops at the expense of a corner. In swinging corner it will be. Under a minute remaining here, Lebras trying to kickstart the counter-attack. Good strong play defensively then in winning the set piece. And that was a Kiala again. Or rather Depu, I should say. The goal scorer and striker. Great work defensively then. Now also showing good sportsmanship in trying to help Lebras up on his feet. Lebras frustrated, having none of it. just about enough time for maybe one more goal here. Just over. The head on this near side. Kiliano, the man making the movements. The spreader. Amador man with the very last attack of this first half as Angola will feel they've done themselves no favors here. The better team from the Gecko in the early exchanges, the mistake from Vidinho in your picture, allowing Gamatis to find the equalizer after Tepu, the man on the far side, or wearing the number 9 jersey, had found the opener for Angola. They had more chances to find the back of the net and just couldn't get the beating of Akong, who's come up with 1 or 2 stunning saves, and a few other of the opportunities have gone wide. Gamatis closing from the front, gets rewarded then with a mistake from Vidinho, where he's finished at the beating of Langanga. Seychelles once again cut from behind in this year's COSAFA Cup. As far as a win is concerned, we're no closer to knowing who in Group C will be the first side to pick up 3 points after a match. At halftime, it's Angola 1, Seychelles 1. Well, Angola with the bulk of possession, no bookings so far in this first 45 minutes. They've had all the corners in the match, Angola, including the shots on target and goal attempts. They could have been, maybe should have been leading by more than the one. Then the one goal for the Seychelles very much against the run of play, and came as a bit of a gift from the Angolans with the mistake from Vitinha. But it's Angola fully in control of this match, while Seychelles will be smiling, having taken the game into the break with a scoreline tied at 1-1.
Wilson is here with me again. Wilson Mutakere, you are with the TSG team.
Yeah.
Just share with us exactly what the team is looking at.
Okay. As the techno study group, we are basically looking at the World Tournament in terms of the technical trends of the game. We are looking at how the teams are playing. We are looking at the patterns of play, formations. We are looking at the impact players. We are looking at the coaching, flexibility. We are looking at the physical components of the game. We are looking at the technical components of the game. And we also look at overall the coaching per se. That's basically what we're doing.
I also noticed that, among other things, you even select the man of the match.
Yes.
What is the criteria? What is the way and format that you're looking at?
Yes, we have a tool that we have designed that is quantitative in nature. Mm-hmm. So the contributions of the players are all rated by a tool. It's quite quantitative and very, very objective. Mm-hmm. So you'll discover that sometimes players may have performances that are almost at par, mm-hmm. and then they discipline part of it, like a caution, then would automatically disqualify the player from being considered as a player of the match, even if they have had so much of an impact. That's the other unfortunate condition that is there, but that's basically what we look at.
Something that sometimes would surprise me is when a player has played so well, mm-hmm. and the super sub comes and scores a brace, and then you think, this guy even played 45 minutes or maybe even 20 minutes, but made a difference. Where do you draw the line there?
Yes, generally we look at contribution of at least 70 minutes in a game. Yes, a player could have so much impact. And when it comes to, if we're looking at moments of the game, then they could be considered. But if we're looking at player of the match, we're looking at somebody who has contributed at least for more than about 70% of the match, which is around 70 minutes or so. If they get substituted after a meaningful contribution, then they are in the running for player of the match.
The interesting thing is, it's not only the big guns like you. I believe there are youngsters that you are also working with, trying to get them to understand the beauty of this game and the tactical side of it.
Exactly. We are a mixed team. Again, the thrust of COSAFA in terms of this function is to try and capacitate a lot of people in the region in terms of the technical side, so that we really can then come up with a product, and this thing can be sustainable in terms of technical study. The game must be started, the trends must be able to be picked up, so that we proceed with the game smoothly, with people informed on what's going on in the field of play.
I'll be talking to Mark Fish about that, but also your overall impression of the first 45 without really being in details.
Yes.
Technically.
Angola started the game very well, and we thought they were going to wrap it up with quick goals, but when they got one, I thought they sort of like retarded in terms of their push for a second one, and out of nowhere a mistake in defense, and Seychelles equalized, and now it's at par. It's going to be quite a game now in the second half.
Quite a game indeed. Thanks very much, and as always, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Max. Thank you.
Well, this is the moment where we will be now sort of breaking it down with Mark Fish, and just making sure that we get to understand exactly what the first 45 looked like. And he is joining me right here. Mark Fish, looking at the first 45, we had what Wilson touched on. Your impression?
Yeah, Muffa, I think again, a game, football, Angola, certainly the more technically better team, the way they started the game. The Seychelles, look like sometimes you look, is it the ability of the players, or did they purposely disturb the way, the passing game of Angola to make sure that it made it difficult for them? So you see the quality of Angola coming through, creating opportunities, and then, going ahead. And then just out of a defensive error, you see Angola make a defensive error, and next minute it's 1-1, it's game on, and it becomes a difficult game for Angola, because the confidence of Seychelles is lifted, and they feel that they can compete now and play against them.
Yeah, in fact, the opening goal, that's when you saw the Angolans always on a search for that opening goal. But they also gave away too many set pieces, Seychelles, and they got punished.
No, definitely. I think exactly you said that, Mafa, especially the set pieces, the free kicks around the 18-yard area. You're going to get punished. You have the quality of Antonio that's going to put a good ball in. And then, unfortunately, Seychelles couldn't defend against it. And number 9 going on to score the goal. So, it was... I'm going to say deserve it, but again, Seychelles made it difficult for them, because you kept on kept on making it difficult for Angola to keep the passing game going. And Lorindo, and the number 9, is the one that's gone on to score the goal to put them ahead, and deservedly ahead. But again, you want to look at the defense. Unfortunately, they didn't clear the ball, again, good ball in.
That's when Depu was also very lucky, because the ball ricocheted off his teammate, and he saw the spot. But the beauty is how he finished it, because others would just balloon it over the bar.
No, 100%, Muffa. And as you said, the beauty of it inside the goal area, you have to, as a striker, you make sure you take those opportunities, and he took it, and deservedly to go 1-0 up at the time of the game.
Yeah, but also the frequency at which the Angolan team was getting set pieces. I'm sure they could have taken more advantage of that.
No, and they should have. But again, as I said, unfortunately, Seychelles by conceding the free kicks, and they put their own pressure on themselves. So they made the game difficult for them. And at times, when you're wanting to pass the way out of the defence, sometimes it's not the way to go. Maybe just to get everyone regrouped, restructured, get a better shape, and launch it long, and take the pressure off you. But again, it's a game of taking opportunities. Angola didn't take all the opportunities that they created.
And also lost the lead just from what their big defender, number 15, that's Vigino. I don't know what he was doing there.
Which is, again, it's someone we touched on in the beginning of the game. It's a player that we like as a defender, good quality, left foot. And again, what happens, you get overconfident. And you get overconfident because you're having too much of the ball, and you start doing things that you wouldn't do. And unfortunately, that's what he did. He tried to play at the back, get overconfident. And, Seychelles punished him for that.
Yeah, when we talk about that, Seychelles goalkeeper had to make a save just before that. That was a great save. I mean, low corner, and he went for it. It was Depu again, the big number 9, who was throwing at him a few arrows. And then Maestro, the captain, he's been doing very well. In fact, he's been marshalling the center of the park.
So, yes, no, he has. Agon, the number 1 goalkeeper for Seychelles, fantastic save. Yes, as you mentioned, we just highlighted that one save. He's made 2 or 3 saves. He's been very good, very important. One of their more influential players. If you look like making sure that you're keeping the score count down and keeping them in the game, and he's done that thus far.
He seemed to have been injured right at the end there, and I wonder if he will still keep the drive. Because when he gets the ball, he just drives into opposition box.
So let's hope that he comes out for the second half, because as I said, the Seychelles, their confidence is up. They're looking to compete, and then, you know, let's see with Angola.
Now, there's a moment that reminded me of you. The second goal, big defender Vidino trying to do the tricks.
Sure, trying to do the tricks, yes. You know, again, you mean the
no, look at Vidino there, Mark, trying to dribble, and then got punished, because that's when Kamites just turned, and as he turned, he landed on the ball and just punished. That little deflection also made a big difference.
No, it did, certainly. And it's a defensive error, but again, a cheeky finish. Fantastic. Yeah, he's turned his back. He's been very fortunate. The balls, you know, obviously has landed for him, but a good finish, a finish of you know, of a high quality, you know, to dink the goalkeeper from there. Again, you know, as a coach, Seychelles coach, you're in the change room at 1-1 at half time, you're lifting your team, and Angolan coach, you will have sure a few words to say and make sure that don't do that again, but we have a game now.
So something very contrasting. Every time, the lesson we learn there is that every time your enemy turns the back, don't think he's looking away, he's looking at you. Because on a turn, he punished.
There we go. Muffa, for you to come out with puns like that, we're looking forward to the action in the second half.
Big action. Talking about second half though, Mark, what do you think is going to happen, especially with the Angolan side? That was having everything happening for them and suddenly lost it.
So I think the Angolan team, definitely what will happen is that, you know, they made 6 changes from the first game. I think they're going to make a couple of changes now, because I do feel that they've lost the push, the getting into the final third. And yes, they created opportunities, but not too many goal-scoring opportunities that I think that the coach would want to see more of them. Their skill, the way they play, they are a superior team, and I think the coach would want to see more of that, because this is an opportunity for them. As Angola, they would look at this game hoping to get 3 points, because, as we said, the group before this game, you know, everyone was on 1 point. Seychelles, the coach will continue to make sure that they have the ability, the concentration, and hopefully, you know, just soak up the pressure and maybe get an opportunity where they can pounce on maybe 1 or 2 errors that the Angolans might do from being overconfident.
Just before I leave you, let's just look at this group now, what it means, because it's back to square one.
It is back to square one. At least we've seen some goals in the first half, but I do expect that you know, things will change in the second half. I think either team will be disappointed come the final whistle, but I do expect. Even though we said that, you know, Angola have struggled to get out group stages, I do expect their quality to come through. But again, let's not expect the unexpected. Let's not assume, because we've seen the so-called smaller nations coming through and competing as they have.
Now, and also that lock is very interesting.
It's very,
because it shows that now the game coming up, Lesotho and Namibia, one of them, if it ends like this, they have to say, let's stretch our legs now.
No, definitely. It's a very exciting, very interesting group, as you said. Half-time here at the moment, but yeah, the other teams will be looking at it, and there's an opportunity somewhere for someone to put their hand up and say they want to go top of the group.
Yeah, interesting enough is that just next to us, we noticed that Angola is making 2 changes. That's Lorenzo coming up also, and just making sure that they now take the game to opposition.
Yeah, I think so. And then the 2 players that will be coming on are 2 players that they started the game before. They obviously, again, maybe overconfidence from the coach making so many changes. So bringing those players on to make sure that they can be more attack-minded, more penetrating the defense of the Seychelles.
Yeah, more inclined to think that maybe one of these changes would replace the midfield. That is really not going or spraying those passes to the bully strikers.
No, Mafa, as we've seen, the teams are certainly are capable of playing around the defensive third of the opposition, but not penetrating enough. So not having goal-scoring opportunities, creating goal-scoring opportunities for the strikers. So I do think that we're going to have more attack-minded and being able to make sure that putting more pressure on the defensive third of the opposition.
Fish, thanks very much. And joining us for the second half is Sizwe Mabena. 2 changes happening here on the bench, Sizwe, for Angola. So that's going to be interesting how the approach will be.
Well, as they come out of the tunnel for the start of the second half here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, it will be Angola to make the changes here. In fact, both nations will be making changes at the start of the second half. Angola making a couple of them. Pedro, I can confirm, is one of the men making way. He was one of the changes to the starting 11 coming into this game. Picas and Berna are the men that are waiting to come on for the Angolans here. There will be a change as well for the Seychelles. And waiting to come on for them is
How many?
Eli Sofa.
How many? This one. No need this one. How many? Is it 3? Yes. Forget this one. It's this one.
So we'll be going through the administration here at the side of the field here. It's necessary for the changes to be made. So yeah, Pedro does make way for Berna in the middle of the park. Then both Mark Fish and Max Papelani getting it right and talking about the changes in the middle of the park. Mutema is another that will make way, and Picas will come on in his place.
Number 16, Pedro
Elliot, the man who plays club football for 18-16 Munich, is the man that's made way. Muteba, also known as Elliot, which is how we referred to him in the first half. He's made way. He was busy out on the left side of the attack for the Angolans. So interesting that he's made way, wondering whether he's picked up an injury or not. Now, chance early! 2-1! Seychelles lead for the first time in this tournament. There's Lapras with a smashing strike. And Seychelles off to a flyer inside the opening 20 seconds. Wow. They've come from behind. Seychelles looking for their first win since 2008 in the Hollywood Best COSAFA Cup. Lapras, who got an assist in the previous game, got the perfect ball over the top here, smashes it beyond Langanga. And perfect strike, perfect start to the second half. Lovely assist with the ball over the top here. Right man running onto it, squeezes it beyond the keeper. And well, suddenly we've got the highest scoring game of the tournament with 3 goals scored in this match. Enough time to find a 4th and 5th if they so wish. We certainly here for it, but smiles now on the faces of some of the Seychelles players. Just after the changes are made, right inside the opening, 20 seconds of the half. Angola go to sleep and are woken up by the back of the net rattling, thanks to a smashing strike from Lapras. Free kick to the Angolans. Keep in mind, Seychelles have never beaten Angola. They've only met on one occasion in this tournament. Angola walked away winners comfortably. 3-0 the scoreline. They're looking for a bit of revenge for that beating here today of the Seychelles. Certainly made a statement with the way they went about business against Lesotho. Scored earlier on against the run of play in the first half. No favors made in the way they went about their second goal. They created beautifully and finished off superbly. Now, Berna. Chiara. The movement of the ball, yeah, it's Maestro. Well defended. So the very good game in defense. Don Fanchet plays his club football for the Pass FC. All of the Seychelles players are playing their club football within the borders of the Seychelles. That's the starting 11, including those out on the bench. Now the press looking to latch on to another ball over the top here. Happy to settle for the corner. He had their best chance in the first half. Hit that wide from a dead ball situation. They're not looking happy in that defense of the Angolans. Sandro exchanging words then with Langanga. All 10 outfield players here for the Angolan side in the box. All hands on deck defensively. No, good ball out wide here. Numbers getting into the box. The ball in! Run that started from outside of the box from Meli, then he just couldn't get over it and steer it towards goal, but Seychelles looking to stretch their lead. Hung up beautifully here for the big defender powering forward. Scored in last year's tournament, looking for his first but this year's tournament is Meli. Maestro. Bernard. Now, as things stand, Seychelles standing out, head and shoulders above the wrist. Angola looking to find a way back to Namibia. Lesotho and Angola all on 1 point. Keep in mind, Namibia and Lesotho will be going to a battle later on in the day, so they can still shake up what happens at the top by the end of the day. That game kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Definite foul for the challenge on Sandro. The Chavez man taking a knock on the knee, and that'll hurt from Gamatis. Striker helping out defensively then, giving away a foul in what could be a dangerous area. Taking back to the early exchanges of the first half and the way Angolans went about their dead ball situations, they certainly were a threat. Just a two-man wall for Akong. Sandro with the outswinger. Maestro with the inswinger. Outswinger it is. There's a chance. Oh, just wide then. When I mentioned the threat from the dead ball situation, and Vidinho, who made the mistake that led to the equalizer for the Seychelles, very nearly making up for it here. Strikes as well, goes just wide of the mark then, when it looked as though it may very well have Akong beaten. Lively start to the second half. Good goal for Lapros on one end, good chance for the Angolans on the other. Every reason in the world to believe we could be in for more goals here. Sadly, the goals are beginning to flow in the tournament over the last 2 days after a tough first round where goals were hard to come by. Perna working hard here along with the likes of Sandro on this near side to try and ensure that they win the ball back as high as possible up the field. space on the far side here. Should have done much better in keeping it alive. One midfield in being Nathan Omakan Sissoko. Plays for Foresters. To believe there are few in the starting lineup that play for Foresters. In fact, like 3 or so. Across surrounded by 4. Still, it rolls kindly for Seychelles. Space out on that far side. Lovely ball, and again, Sissoko can't quite take it in stride. Clearance not the very best from the Angolans, but we'll have another bite of the cherry in trying to get some distance on it. Seychelles battling for every inch now. Here they are with a good look at goal, is it? One too many touches, and in the end, Kiala came up with the important block. And suddenly there's nervousness in the Angolan defense, taking hits as well, as men are feeling the effects of Seychelles now closing down from the front and making life difficult.
Seychelles, unexpected of them to just get stuck. I mean, they looked like a tame side that will always be more tactical, but then they can be hard when they need to. And it looks like they need to all the time because they're playing against bully opponents.
On the side with the longest losing run being 8 matches. They've never won 2 matches in a row in the COSAFA Cup. Yellow card it is here to Gamatis. But here they are, having come from behind twice to level matters against Lesotho, and here again today to go into the lead against the Angolans, looking for their first win in eons since 08.
Isn't it ironic that Mark Fish referred to the fact that don't write off Seychelles, they can still bounce back. And this is the moment. And that man again, Labrosse.
Hits this so well. In stride.
He tried a volley in the first half, leaning beautifully, and he was unlucky. Technique was just upstretched.
1 or 2 signs here for the Angolans to be careful. That the Seychelles are now creating moments of menace. It may not be clear-cut chances at goals, but moments where a last-ditch tackle comes in at just the right time to stop what looks a good flowing move from the Seychelles. They certainly have their confidence up. Many fouls.
And the other thing that is deceptive about Seychelles is that they're not in your face. And before you know, you are under siege.
So, Angola just edging them out in goal difference. And oh, what a difference a goal makes. That goal at the start of this half certainly has given a bounce to the step of the Seychelles side. The early ball then. No problem for Langanga. Plays for Sagrada Esperança. And being out in Angola. Maestro. Kiliano. Kiliano working hard along with Maestro in the middle of the park, still losing out towards a nice little turn and in keeping it moving. That was nicely done by Horam. Scorer of the goal against Lesotho in the opener. Did so well, he had to protect the ball.
He fought well and not even looking to go down. He just wanted the ball, and the referee protected him there. You can be protected when you show some effort, not the first option wanting to go down. Call it work with me. A referee would say that.
He is battling and losing out this time. Now up against Maestro. Maestro in trouble then. And again, it's those moments of discomfort I'm talking about in a dangerous area. If Maestro's not fouled then and they win it, they've got a clear path to goal to Seychelles. They're competing to a point where there's dicey moments that could swing this way or that in dangerous areas in a defense for Angola. Maestro in over on that far side. Passy pushing forward, early with the ball! 2-2, lovely goal here for the Angolans. Just before the hour mark. Hussey on the overlap, early ball, beautifully met on the far post. And the Angolans back in business. It's Depu with a brace.
Oh, Depu, he just stretched out that foot and believing that the ball will get there, but he was also showing some commitment, guided it in the back of the net. But look at where he comes from, deep, no suspicions of offside, as clear as daylight that he is on side to put that thing in the back of the net. How was that whipping?
So, in amongst the tournament top goal scorers, Depu, this is the highest scoring match of the tournament with 4 goals scored. Oh, what a difference a goal makes, or 4 goals for that matter. It's just lightening the mood here in the commentary booth. And so for you at home watching on, they're not done. There could be more. As we approach the hour mark, they'll still be looking for a win out here. Labros places a man and keeps it moving. Now you see me, now you don't.
Oh, Labros, how cool was that? Just before this foul, he just nutmegged his opponent with calmness and precision. With the side of the nutmeg, not one of those direct ones. Is a catch? Is the pickings there for the keeper? Hold on.
Well, they bringing out the skills now, where all it was with the little flick using the back heel then to hoodwink the defender. Good work to keep it alive on this near side. It's gotten beyond one defender, make that 2. He's taking out the equation now. Depu looking for his hat-trick. The Gil Vicente striker playing his football out in Portugal. Certainly one of the old-school type strikers. Only one thought in mind, really. Doesn't get involved in too much outside of what's goal-orientated. On the other end of the field, the 2 scorers are the 2 frontmen for Seychelles, Gamatis and Labros. Good job at winning it back here. The head in Yaina out right to the far side. Unfortunate that it's rolled out of play.
He was not expecting it. Suddenly it was played to him and he was stumbling. He wasn't on his strides already. You've got to be on your toes throughout. That's very important.
Plays for St. Michel United. There's who are out on the far side. One of the 3 from the Seychelles to have scored in this tournament. Again, pressure. Serious pressure on Vidinho. Just got that away in the nick of time. He's going to get a tongue lashing at the end of the day.
I'm not sure about the big man. If you put all the pressure on him, I don't think he can just come unscathed.
He'll be getting nervous every time he holds on to it for a touch too long in a defense out in Angola.
I think he's one of those defenders that look good when they clear the ball first time. But he mustn't try to control it. Look at him. Now not comfortable. Oh,
a touch
it
also.
hit the shin
hit the
of
shin
the balancing foot.
Keep in mind, this is the 3rd day of action on this particular pitch. 2 games a day. Today will be a bit different in that it'll take some wear and tear because of the weather conditions. We'll be testing tomorrow and the days after for those that do play here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. The conditions of the pitch, the groundsman's been doing a lovely job, by the way, of ensuring that it is playable every day. Just the weather conditions making things a little testy today. Surface maybe a bit wet. Good challenge. The first time of asking, the second time, nope, definitely a foul then now.
As much as we're moving to Nelson Mandela Bay, there will still be more matches here all the way. So the pitch has to always look good, flattened in a way.
Good thing about it though, we went over the pole, and because studs are showing, that's why it's so dangerous with studs showing. When your foot rolls over the pole, you make contact with your studs on the opponent. Even if you get the ball first, when you push on through, you could break an opponent.
The fortunate thing is I was worried about the body weight on top of him, and he didn't, because the hand was already on the ground. So you easily break that hand. So happy for everyone that everyone is still fine.
Yeah, fit and able to continue so far. No serious problems in as far as injuries. Looking for the 5th goal of the day. Oh, it's done well, but pressure still! Oh, it's done superbly well, Akong. Gets down quickly for the first save, and then has to recover. How's that for reflexes in getting up and making himself big for the second save?
Good reflexes. What I want to see is the teammate there. Could he have played it to him? A big no, because he was already covered too.
Yeah.
So rather go for it. As I always say, when you are a striker and the goals are gaping like that, your first prize is the night, and the teammate is the second prize.
Akong, firstly denying Depu what would have been a hat-trick, and then denying another man who's been a serious threat here during the course of the day, that being Maestro. Just to get back to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium, like you say, there will be matches played going forward. The good news for the groundsmen is it will be one match a day rather than 2, which is what we've had over the last 3 days. Matches will all be kicking off at the same time between here and the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. As we separate the groups now and find out who will be going through to the knockout stages and who won't be. For those of us that will be returning to the Nelson Mandela Stadium, we sadly will have to bid farewell to the Isaac Wolfson Stadium and the community here at KwaZakele, with the lovely support they've given us, including those that have come out today in what isn't the best of weather conditions, but still they're out there, they're enjoying the football, the youngsters.
Sadly, we'll miss them, but they won't miss the action.
Change to be made here is the Angolans once again. So we'll be rigging or making the changes. Ben Alpha to come on through. Well, footballers and their nicknames, Mafa. As you know, in Angola, they do come up with nicknames such as in Mozambique, Pelembe known as Dominguez in Brazil. They do likewise in this case, as the pole is played in here. To the man just on. His government name is Mangoka Afonso Mangoka, known as Ben Arfa. Remember the French international Ben Arfa played for Newcastle? What a talent he was. Streets haven't forgotten about Ben Arfa. Now, pull in. Akong conceding yet another corner, that is. Pull in and put block. Labros ran into trouble. Burner. Langanga. Seychelles with only 4 goal attempts, by the way, 12 for the Angolans, 8 on target for the Angolans, which says a lot about Akong and how crucial he has been. For Seychelles was spin on target, as I found the back of the net, 100% return record in that regard.
Interesting you're talking about Akong, and also I'm looking at Bena and Afonso, Domingos, and I compliment the coaches for the fact that they brought them here and they given them a run. You can't bring them and keep them on the bench for 3 games. So what have you seen? So they are building the squad for the future and the ones that can solidify the existing national team squad. And that's why you need to give them a run all the time. You don't stick to your winning team. There's no winning team, it's a build-up, as long as they give you results.
Well, depth, crucial to any club side, whether it's a club side or national team, really. Need to have depth. There's Kiliano. Doesn't get it right with the pass to that far side. They've had more of the ball, more of the chances, the Angolans. Certainly will feel they should be utilizing the chances they are getting, but Seychelles will be making a couple more changes here. Pena giving away the set piece. This is they'll take the set piece before they make the changes. The men in blue, early ball forward, Mili's amongst those to push forward. Langanga, fisting in clear. Now, looking for the counter attack here, but for the continued hard work of Fanchet. So now those changes can be made. Seychelles to make them. Gamatis, one of the goal scorers, will be making way. Riaz will also be making way. Riaz, one of the changes made to the starting 11 coming into this match. Kadeo is coming on here in your picture.
19 out.
He will replace Gamatisi. Was one of the starters, Kadeo, in the game against Lesotho, and actually gave a very good account of himself on that opening day. Coming in off the bench here this afternoon.
Kadeo didn't do bad in the first game. Remember, he was throwing his weight around the box and always present. But I'm sure the coach now, because it's 2-all, he needs him to be omnipresent.
Now, good block. Oh, that's a well-timed block. In hard then. And again, it's Fanchet who reads this situation well. Oh, that's enjoyable to note. On the near post. That's a definite chance. Unmarked then. 2 men from Angola then could have gone for it. Depo looking for his hat-trick. Would have been the first to get a hat-trick in this year's tournament.
He's always there in the box, wanting to fight for everything and wins everything. He just needs to hit the target for the 3rd time. I suspect he will, Caesar. Still a lot of time.
Yep, still under 19 minutes remaining on the clock. Both sides here in a desperate search of the first win of the tournament, the first win of the group for any of the sides here in Group C. Maestro winning the throw-in. In towards that far post, only 2 in there. Werner with a slight touch, it will be kept alive on that far side.
He had plenty time to play a quick 1-2 there. He was just dilly-dallying, not too sure what he wanted to do with that, Werner.
Well, for the Angolans, past winners in 99, 2000 and 2004 in the COSAFA Cup. Pushing forward here with the Maestro amongst those. Looking for it here as he looks to help create. Pickers. Sandro. Back to Pickers it goes. Really balled in, and there was that movement on the edge of the box going into the penalty area that needed to be dealt with defensively by Mili.
How about skipping that one? it was going to just leave Debo clear facing the target.
Too close to Akon. The press. There's Cadell battling with Maestro. Come up strong in the middle of the park here. Space and numbers over on that far side, but how quick the men from the Seychelles try and shut out the space in the middle of the park. Pickers out wide here. Got to be in the box. And the Maestro in support. Maestro, byline, ball in. No, it's Kiliano. India captain's armband, yeah, plus way over, high and wide, missed by some distance. That's a lovely work by Maestro and Pickers here on this near side to get it into a crossing position.
I feel they needed a little bit of patience, continue doing what you're doing, build up, because it was just a desperate effort there by Kaliano. But he just tried it and leaning back, exposing that shot to go as wide as it went.
As things stand, they are now, the Angolans, looking at 2 matches without a win. The longest run of matches without a win at the COSAFA Cup is 4 matches. Good strong challenge by Kiana on Cadell. And while we mentioned he gets stuck in, that's the man wearing the number 11 jersey. Goes in hard here on Maestro and needs to be separated from Keliano as the match referee Tamani Rosario gives him the yellow. The man who replaced Kamatis was in a yellow card, so those are the only 2 to have picked up yellow cards. Using the arms illegally here against Maestro, still standing his ground, wild in Maestro, and frustration here for Cadell. He's lucky not to have received a red card for that. Paul nowhere near them, almost violent conduct the way he went about business. He's had a very good game, Maestro. Very much involved. Yeah, remember this run earlier on in the day where he drove at that defense, and had he stayed on his feet, could have had a chance then to get in amongst the scorers.
And he's been kicked to pieces throughout the game, but he's been hanging in there. That was a save from him. But the interesting part is that he just didn't give up, and still in the second half, he makes things happen. Even this side pass.
Really has been one of the better and standout players on the day, Maestro.
He's been playing like a maestro indeed.
Yeah, plays his club football in Turkey for Adana Demirspor. Pickers wrestled to the ground. Desperate times now with 15 remaining. May get a few more yellow cards as the intensity increases here, with both these sides looking to, of course, get the winner. Nobody wants to make a mistake or give the other the advantage. Yellow card. What's it of St. Louis?
Is it the St. Louis in Mauritius? I guess it is.
Seychelles?
Not the capital in
no, the club St. Louis.
The club St. Louis, because then there could be a St. Louis club in Mauritius at the capital.
Okay.
Possible.
Possible. Now. All the yellow cards in this match have been to Seychelles players. Nothing for an Angolan just yet. Looking for their third goal, that is. Papos! Beauty! Click, click, bang! Strike from Maestro. Absolute beauty! Brilliant strike. Top corner, top draw from Maestro.
Put a bit of weight there, not whipping it with hope, but knowing that he's trusting his weight, and he curled it towards the far post. That to me was clinical. He knew what he's doing. Oh, did he play that like a maestro?
Yeah, genius. We were highlighting a moment ago how impactful he's been in the game. Well, here's his biggest impact. Wow!
He never needed his teammates at all. Guys, I'll do without you. Let me work on this. I've got this, don't worry. Oh, Maestro.
Masterfully done.
One of the best we've seen so far in the tournament.
Ah, serious contender. To go with the Paris goal yesterday, the individual effort from the Zimbabwean, but this is something. Whew.
But were we not lamenting on the fact that we haven't seen a goal scored from the set piece in this tournament?
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Maybe it takes a bit of patience to see the best.
Are you entertained?
Very, very entertained. It's like I feel like a baby on Christmas with a brand new attire.
By far the highest scoring goal in this game in this tournament. 5 goals we've had. What a battle between Angola and Seychelles. Well, it rains. Most of us looked out the window this morning and thought, well, we wish it would rain goals. And it certainly has rained goals in the opening game here.
5 we treated 2? Can't complain.
Yeah. And there could still be more with the way they've gone about business.
Hopefully at the end of the day, if this is not the last, at the end of the day we'll be having, what, 7-9 goals from one venue? Can't complain.
Yeah. Biggest win for the Angolans, a 5-1 win over Mauritius back in 2006. 6 goals scored in that match. We've had 5 in this encounter. That's the highest scoring match they've had, along with a 4-2 win over Lesotho in 2023. So if they score one more, whether it's Angola or Seychelles, it will be the highest scoring match Angola has been ever involved in.
Interesting lock. It's been changing from time to time. At some point, Seychelles were leading this lock.
Our statistician is hard at work every time. Good challenge here.
That was a heavy touch there, and Monte almost set himself for a moment where you cannot get yourself out of. Sometimes don't push it forward, just play it from here, from just close range. Close control sees will always make a big difference.
Yep. There you have it. Our statistician, Ben, hard at work then in figuring it all out. Namibia or Angola back on top. And Seychelles, now with the way things stand, are down at the bottom. Now, could be more trouble coming their way. Angola looking to finish it off. Went for power. Went for everything he had, Ben Afra then. Plays for Cabo Scorp Sport Club do Palanque. Mouthful.
Alfonso with that power head, he just hit the crossbar. It was going to uproot the upright.
It will still be shaking now.
Play!
Good that he missed.
Well, for Seychelles. Kiliano. Wow, now, that's interesting. Was there a coming together between Picas and Fanchet? When he went to ground then, you'd be sure there was something a bit more malicious than that.
But look at how he goes down and the referee goes to him and he says, get up, and then he gets up and complains.
It looks fun anyway, getting up.
Players, I love them.
And the award for COSAFA Cup Best Actor goes to...
Ladies and gentlemen, Domingos.
Maestro, what a game he's had. Lived up to the name today. We thought it would put him under pressure and choked him made to just do. Coming into the tournament, he really has lived up to it today. Another shot of menace, this time from Berner.
Is it not one of those where you think it's going out and then as a keeper you stop and you see this thing just going around the back of the net? Not curling in, hitting the inside of the net and going around the back of the net. What happened?
Well, for many watching on here, they may have left the first round of matches having viewed Angola in their tour against Namibia with one impression of that side, and they'll watch today and may have a completely different impression of Angola and the threat they pose in this tournament. Same can be said for Seychelles, but they looked the business in their draw with Lesotho and gave more of the same here today, where they're just a stubborn side and hard to get past, refuse to stay beaten. They've got under 6 minutes to try and level matches here. Come from behind, led at one point if you are just joining us. Then the Angolans themselves have to come from behind to lead again. With a roller coaster of a ride here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium during the course of this game.
It's not often with modern goalkeeping that you see the ball played sky high like that. At some point I was looking at this guy's technique nowadays.
Yep, you swing that foot across like a bat.
You know the Kune thing? Just whip it to your teammate. Play it low, mean it. Don't to whom it may concern kind of a pass. That's anybody's ball.
Francis Fabien Barthez, I think, was amongst the first to use that sort of technique where you swing it like a baseball bat, your foot across. Former Manchester United goalkeeper after Schmeichel, part of the 98 team that had the beating of South Africa at South Africa's first World Cup in France, with the young Thierry Henry, Didier Deschamps, the now coach, captain of that side back in the 90s. Of course, Zidane, part of that team back in the 90s, and so many other players that were outstanding.
Your Desai at the back, Zidane, they had some team. Oh, they had some team. Trezeguet on the bench. I mean, you know when a team is good, you even remember those that were on the bench, not the regulars, because it was so star-studded.
Leboeuf, Frank Leboeuf in the heart of defense alongside Desai.
The current coach is the man is the man that also played 10-1.
Yeah, he was the captain, Deschamps. Lilian Thuram, many others. Many will say they'll understand after those names we've just gone through how South Africa ended up on the losing end of that result. Southern Africa, of course, doesn't have too many that have qualified for a FIFA World Cup. 2 winners of the AFCON from Southern Africa, that being South Africa as well as Zambia. Angola qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 2006 in a group of African countries that were all first-timers in the World Cup, including Ghana.
Memorable year indeed.
Yeah, Togo was there as well.
first time South Africa going out of the country to play in the World Cup, playing the World Cup for the first time, and the whole France looked like South Africa. You would bump into people from Cape Town, Kakamas, Durban, Limpopo, and you think we're all here.
Now, put it behind the pole here for Langanga.
Andrade, ready to come on. That is for Angola. So this is all time consuming, delaying tactic kind of.
Bit of a worry here for the Zimbabwean referee Tabani Rosario. Couple of players going down here in the box, and the worry will be for Kiliano. He's hardly moved yet. The landing, it's a heavy one. Thudding impact onto the ground then.
He was sandwiched. He got out worst in that situation.
Reheliniana is the other that's struggling here. So he's conceded 3 as Akong, but he's also come up with a number of blinding saves. Yeah, that was the first earlier on in the day where he protected the near post, arguably the best of the lot in denying Maestro. He wasn't done as he came up with a couple of smashing saves then, and he's been busy, he's been good. To Angola have been that good to still have beaten them on 3 occasions here. That's how good the game has been. They've really put their best out there, and when they have been beaten, it's been by something special like the goal from Maestro.
And we were questioning why change of goalkeeper, but he just shows that he's equally capable.
So, Tepu won't get his hat-trick by the way, as he makes his way off the field here. Gets the brace, however. The Joe Vincente man with a wonderful display of attacking play.
Any good coach would say, do I need a hat-trick or I need him for the next game to win the tournament? I'll need him for the latter.
Coming on in his place is Domingos. Not the Mozambican Domingos, but the one from Angola. Soko makes way. And Fred will come on in his place.
Remember Fred started the previous game?
Yep. Four minutes added on to the 19th. We've already had a minute of that go by. Good news for the Angolans is that Kiliano is back on the field. The man wearing the captain's armband after having received some treatment. Just came back on a moment ago. There he is, right on cue. Well, he crashes into everything, that's the tale. He really is a physical type of striker. For a small man, he is stocky and encourages that physical contact, doesn't he? Takes 2 out here. He's bullied 2 men that are much bigger than him. Flag down here against Bernard on the far side, so early ball. Well, there's a chance possibly here, but for Akong reading the situation well. So we now will begin to think about the next game between Namibia and Lesotho. Both on 1 point. Both will be looking to finish the day top of the group. As it stands, it's Angola, with each side leading here today. We've seen one jump to the top or go down to the bottom of the group. Seychelles led at 1 point, they were top of the group. Angola were bottom. Now with Angola leading, Seychelles is at the bottom. There's Akong with a big play, a King Kong type play. Last minute of 4 added on.
Number 10, Tabane. Number 10. Number 10, behind you, behind you. Behind you, number 10. Number 10.
Another change being made here by the Angolans. Maya will come on for a serious contender for man of the match here. Take your pick between Maestro with the 1 goal and all-round good play, and Depu with the brace on the day. Both the goal scorers have now left the field here for the Angolans.
Fall.
Wow. Panchet in a hurry to get it moving. Perna in the away, so it will be a soft yellow card here for Perna. Picked up a yellow card in the opening match as well here. That's totally unnecessary. 4 minutes already gone by. He was looking to slow down the fast movement and taking that set piece for the men from the Seychelles. Here they are pushing forward. There you have it. Angola pick up the first win in a Group C of the 2024 Hollywood Players COSAFA Cup here. Had to fight for it, they had to earn it with a special performance. This, the highest scoring game over the tournament thus far. Depu to open the scoring. Then Gamatis to come up with the equalizer. Lapras starts the second half positively for the Seychelles by scoring and putting them into the lead, only for Depu to come up with another equalizer and Maestro to score the possible goal of the tournament here. Was something special from the dead ball. Great contest between these two nations, lovely match here. Seychelles giving as good as they got, but not doing enough to get the better of the Angolans. So the Angolans go top of the group with a 3-2 win over Seychelles here at the Isaac Wolfson Stadium. Well, Angola will look at those numbers and say, yeah, they deserve the win at the end of it all. It was a hard-fought win against a stubborn Seychelles, but better goal attempts, shots on target, all the numbers pretty much in their favor. Seychelles with more yellow cards. They have 3 bookings against them. Angola close to 60% of the ball in, and well, they'll only wish it was a more comfortable win in as far as the scoreline, but job done by the Angolans. Started the day hoping to finish top of the group. They might just, as we await the winner of Namibia against Lesotho to determine who's top of the group. As things stand, however, it's the Angolans that lead Namibia and Lesotho. Seychelles go right down to the bottom, but a smashing start to the day with 5 goals scored in the opening game.
Depu did very well, and to give him what he deserves is Andile Mbenyan. Andile, do the honors for us. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Depu. You were very strong throughout, and you took your chances today.
Parabéns, Depu. Tu demonstraste ser muito forte e aproveitaste as tuas oportunidades hoje.
Ok. Primeiramente, obrigado. Estou feliz por conquistar esse troféu. Dizer que avançado é sempre assim, aproveitar as oportunidades e continuar com essa garra que nos característica, né? A nossa característica, vencer até o fim e continuar a lutar.
Yes, firstly, I want to say thank you, and for us strikers, we need to do our chances. We need to score goals. So I'm so happy.
And one thing that I've noticed, as you say, for us strikers, you always want the balls in the box. You don't have to go too far back, and that's your strength.
Para os avançados, Normalmente não há necessidade de sair muito da área, e tu hoje mantiveste dentro da área e conseguiste concretizar as tuas oportunidades.
Sim, eu acho que vi a oportunidade ficando na área e acreditei, né, lendo as características dos adversários, né, eles deram muito espaço, então foi fundamental eu me manter na área para poder fazer esses 2 golos.
Yeah, for sure. Today it was very important to stay in the area because our opponent, they gave some space, and I finalized these opportunities. So I'm so happy to score today 2 goals.
Congratulations, muito obrigado.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I will be joined by his coach. Okay, then I will go with the Seychelles coach first. Coach, a game that at some point you were leading, looking very solid today.
Definitely, like I said before, we really wanted to win this game to keep us in the competition. Unfortunately, we could not maintain our advantages, but hopefully we will learn from this defeat and prepare ourselves for our next match against Namibia.
And also they were bully up front. They came at you with 3 strikers that were pushing. And how were you planning in the second half to stop that? Because it started from the onset.
Actually, when we scored the second goal, we knew they would be coming on us. So we said, okay, boys, let's wait. We'll have the spaces at the back. But anyway, our chances did not come. So hopefully we'll come in the next match.
Next match indeed, and it's a match that you must win, obviously for your pride too.
Sure, we always come and we always want to win a match in this competition. But what is good is that we are scoring, and if we keep on scoring, definitely we'll win in the near future.
Coach, thanks very much. You want that the team is good and we can see the goodness in your team. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll also be joined by the winning coach. And this is the man that Jean-Louis,
Hello.
looking at your performance today, it has always been so near, yet so far. But today, that 3rd goal from Maestro, what a goal.
Well, it was really a good skill. But we need to watch for the match, for all the match. And really, in the end, we grow with the match. Besides, we debated once again other players, but we are beginning one stage with the most part of that players, and they need to promote for great things.
Yes.
And sometimes we talk about, we advise, but they need to experience. They need to sometimes to do some mistakes and learn with the mistakes. So yes, today it was a very good part, and other parts we need to really to learn and to develop for next match.
Interesting you say develop for the next match. One thing I liked about today, you were pressurizing them from the onset, Depu throwing his weight in and around the box, but you were just clinical when it came to the last shot.
Yes, well, we cannot suffer one goal like the draw, the 1-1. After the player did a great performance, but that kind of situations is not available in the high level. So yeah, it's happened. We don't crucify nobody, but we must to learn. And we talk in the break, half break, but then the first play of the second part suffer the second goal. And then you have a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Well, the boys give everything to conquer that challenge, and this is the good part, because we have conditions to do so much better. So that is our mindset for next match.
Congratulations, coach.
Thank you.
And looking forward to your next match.
Thank you.
Well, that's the results of the two teams where we saw Angola winning by 3-2 against Seychelles. What a goal, the last goal, the winning goal by Maestro.